Hello, guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel on this Monday. And if you remember last week, I talked about how we should be prepared for COVID. And I titled it "Be Prepared," and I used Ephesians 6:13 through 18, which is to put on the whole armor of God. But today I decided to label this message called "People Are Strange," and I'm sorry it doesn't have many verses, or actually I don't recall to have any verses, but this technically is a part 2 to that message because I'm gonna more talk about physical death, but we should all be prepared. But I titled it "People Are Strange." So let's begin. I don't think many people like talking about death. You never hear a person say, "I can't wait until I die." There are two kinds of deaths, spiritual and physical. While spiritual death is when someone goes to hell because they have departed from Christ. I have chosen to talk today more about physical death. And when I mean by spiritual death, I know there's heaven, but technically we still are alive in Christ. So to me, that's not spiritual death. Spiritual death to me is whenever you, technically your physical body goes down in the ground, but spiritual death to me is you go to hell because we are still living in Christ after we pass away. As you may know, my words may have been harsh before, but it is needed to be said. While my words can be harsh, I think people are okay with physical death. And I'm going to explain why in a little bit. Before you click away, just pay attention to this. It'll all come together in a little bit. As people know, we have COVID hanging around for a while. There is one reason I think people are weird, and I don't know how to wrap my little brain around this. The question is, and really pay attention to this question, why are we scared to physically die from COVID and not from all the other stuff they put in our food or the medicine we take? I want you all to really think about that one because they put so much stuff in our medicines and the foods we eat, which it is killing us anyways. I think people need to get a grip and in touch with reality. The only real difference between a COVID-related death and a food medicine-related death is time. Think about it this way. A COVID death can happen instantly. Food/medicine-related death can cause a person to suffer for many years. Medicine and chemicals are very hard on our bodies, and it can cause our bodies to do weird things. Personally, for this reason, I hate medicine so bad as it really affects the body. I have a great example of this. When I was in college, I had positional vertigo for 6 months to a year. The doctor gave me medicine so I could concentrate. I was on it the whole time. When I finally was off of it, I could tell the damage it did on my brain. And what I mean by damage, I could still think stuff. It's just I feel like my short-term memories are like not as tight as they used to be. or I can't remember them as I used to be. Ever since then, my short-term memories are just not the same. This is a prime example of how medicine kills if used in large dosages. Of course, there is a perfect time and place for medicine. Since medicine alters our body's ability to naturally heal in order for it to heal faster, it is always good to take in a small, short dosage versus to rely on it. I understand some people have to, but no doctor will tell you about natural remedies. With our health system being a preventiveness and not a cure, doctors will never try to find a natural cure. You know what would be an interesting study that will never be conducted? The study on how medicine affects the health of human beings versus natural remedies or plant-based things. This will never be conducted because if it was, pharmaceutical companies would lose a lot of money. This is sad when money is more important than people. In conclusion, this is why I think people are strange. People are more concerned about physically dying from COVID, but not from all the stuff they put in our foods or medicine. Like I said earlier, the only difference between the two deaths is time. In some cases, people may die from COVID. People may die from food just as quickly as COVID. In reality, something is going to smite us all. People don't need to worry about physical body as it's just a hunk of flesh. They will deteriorate anyways and over time. My friend, the longer we physically live in the world, the closer death will be anyways. We are all going to go out one way or another. Either die from COVID, food or medicine, disease or whatever. How can you be worried about a COVID death and not be concerned about the other way to die? This wraps up why I think people are strange. So, like I said, it did not have any verses at the beginning, but be prepared. This was more talking about, if you think about it, this was more talking about the outer physical body, like the flesh. But the question is, like I said earlier, why are we so concerned about a physical death from COVID and not concerned about the food and chemicals they put in the food and medicine? Although we will eat ourselves to death and take medicine to death, which I don't understand. I understand some people need to be on it because genetics, previous health conditions. But for the people who don't, I don't understand. This world is just chaos about physically dying from COVID. Especially people who are comfortable with it. I know people say they're not comfortable with the physical death, but we gotta think about, are they really trying hard not to have worries about physical death based on their diet? More than likely, no. Okay, this is Carlos Garcia. Thank you for watching, and if you like this content, subscribe and like to my channel and hit that notification bell and make sure notifications are turned on your phone so you will see me every week. And I record once a week, and I try to have a shoot on Mondays because I believe that we need to start our week off with a little message. Okay, thank you for listening. This is Carlos Garcia. Have a good week. God bless y'all, guys.